All righty, ladies and gentlemen, it's a happy Fast Money Friday and looking forward to an awesome fitting day with you guys here this morning. Let's get started here with our market news and then we'll jump into our watch list. So we got the market news here stating that the S&P 500 pulled back slightly yesterday, ending the session down only 0.02% at 5,352.96 after reaching an all-time high intraday high during the trading day. The Nasdaq Composite also fell slightly by 0.09%, while Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.20%. The lack of movement along the major indexes came as investors eagerly await Friday's non-farm payrolls report for May to assess the shape of the labor market, which already came out here at 8:30, and hopefully you guys were aware of that. Again, at 8:30, very important time here. Big shakeup here right now on NQ, right? We had the quick spike and a big dump here. But, we'll be keeping an eye on for it looks like it's making a little bit of a recovery here on NASDAQ. But it is still something that I'm looking at the market opening for, a little bit of a move back down here if the trend line cracks. So right at the moment, steady moving on up. Initial jobless claims, U.S. productivity, U.S. trade deficit, the U.S. employment report, U.S. unemployment rate, and the U.S. hourly wages is what impacted the 8:30. So, all right, getting into the watch list here, I've got Vero, the way you want to call it. I got this breakout play at 135, and so far we hit a high of the pre-market here at 187. Phenomenal run up here. Good job for those that were able to be patient. I know some of you guys were messaging me about, hey, are we gonna take this off or are we gonna go? You just gotta be patient. Pre-market, it just, especially on Fridays, folks, they're not as motivated to get up. Only very few people that are dedicated are gonna still get up at the same time, you know what I mean, and just get to work and bust it. A lot of folks just like to sleep in and try to wake up here in 3 minutes here at market opening. So great job. Right now, obviously, it's taking a dump, making a lower high, lower lows. No new news on VERO. So that's something to be expected on a Friday. A lot of companies don't like to release hot press releases. So, pretty much if it comes back all the way down to where we start at 135, yeah, why not? Let's restart at that 135 for a nice little quick trade, like a dime or quarter trade, and then see how it goes from there. All right, really pretty much just a low float with no news. Moving forward, I have TPHS, top second gainer. Have not traded this at all today, but it does look pretty decent here at the 23-cent candle break. Lots of wicks into 23, so this is something you need to watch and pay attention at the candle break 23, and TPHS just might have that shot again back up towards that, pre-market high of 29 here on TPHS. Again, there's no news on this one, just another no news play. This one is showing a little bit higher flow on my end here, but I do want to double check if that is correct on different source. This is a USA real estate company, 58 million flow. All right, moving forward here, I have the LFLY. This one also, top third gainer right now, trading at $3 whole dollar area here. We'll see if LFLY will be able to get a nice high of the day pre-market here at 323 break. So LFLY looks pretty decent at the moment. Does not have any press release either. Low float. So just gonna keep an eye on to see if this is gonna get a nice U-shaped breakout or not. It's a USA healthcare company. All right, moving forward here, I'm just gonna go straight down the watch list here. GRN and BCDA. So GRN was a nice first trade of the morning here, starting off. Nice little warm up. Okay, so GRN, earlier we got a nice breakout here at $5 and ran all the way up to 5.55. Unfortunately, the second trade afterwards, we're looking for a 540. Never happened. So probably something that I would not even look into it at this point. I'll probably retract that play, but that's that. And then, Jern had this other press release 9 hours ago of this FDA approval. So that's what's happened here. And then BCDA, this one was a great trade for those that got an early bird special here with me. Low volume play, but it ran up so nicely at the $5 break. So we nailed this one. And also a quick scalp here at 675 to about $7.10. Well, market is open. Like I said, at the market opening, I do expect a little bit of pullback. Right now, the only thing that's holding this in NQ is the trend line. So trend line is holding support. Right now, I've been trading on my personal account. Rhythmic is having some issues this morning, but hopefully it will get fixed later throughout the day. But right now, apparently, there is some Rhythmic for those that are on the any kind of prop firms right now. Again, Rhythmic is huge on that. So yeah, that's there's some issues there. But apparently, maybe it might be working now. But yeah, just in case, double check your connections. Because even if you get screwed up because of their issue, you should be fine because they will reset that for you. But it's not fun to go through that every day. But it's just been a new issue recently, and they've been updating it, so hopefully it's good. All right, so right now we are taking a dump, which is, again, expected market opening, as we always talk about. What's going up, 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 up at market opening needs to have a little bit of that pullback. Okay, right now, TPHS for my stock guys, we're coming up to 23 cents here. We need a solid push here. Everything else is taking a dump right now. This is where I am watching. So nice pullback down here on the NQ. Now the question is, okay, is the market going to reverse back into green today, or are we going to sustain in the red and continue to have this bearish outlook? Which, not a problem. Right now, you got a 38-cent up call real quick here on TPHS showing here. So that is something worth mentioning, 0.38 up call showing. This is our latest play. 38 cents is the up pulp here next. For those that want to hear Holly, the bot of New High Days, you can just tune in on the Discord voice. If you have no interest of listening to me, then you can get the heck off the Zoom. But right now, we got a nice dip here to the pink dev line or the deviation 2 line of the 5-minute. So right now, you got a 19,000 mark as your whole number support. Now, keep in mind, TPHS, we're not really getting that 23-cent candle break just yet, folks, on the Heikin Ashi right now. It looks like it did break, but we are not getting that 23-cent jump just quite yet. So we need that full body closing here. It's closed. It's also at the VWAP. So this is a crucial area for us, for the bulls, to really get this VWAP roll going here on TPHS. You got an up pulse showing at 39 now. We just need more juice. Now, keep in mind, it's not a low float. It's a mid-high float name, 50 million. So it's going to be slower. So you have to be more on the patient side to make sure that this does get that beautiful break. Okay, right now, getting a little bit of support bounce here around the 19K mark. Okay, TPHS gaining some more juice. That's what I want to see. CRNC, WISA. Okay, right now we took another dip, slightly below 19K on the NQ. Again, this market is red. A little bit to be not surprising and to be expected because we had such, all-time high breaking for the past, 2 days running so bullish. So right now, like I said, there's still probably a good shot for this to go green for the day, but it's still down 63 points. So I think it's going to be a little bit tough, but right now you're getting a little bounce on the deviation 2 line, which means that on the 5-minute chart, if today's going to be the day where we're going to go back and forth, then technically, yeah, the bulls still have more room. But market being red right now, I think that's going to be a little bit tough. We got the VWAP. That's going to be tough resistance, right? Because we can, we're below VWAP. So I'm going to have to wait to see if we're going to see that nice VWAP roll or not later. But right now, I would just stay put because it's between support and resistance. Support at the 19K mark, VWAP right at the 19,034 mark. TPHS just taking its time. On slower days, actually, the higher float names could serve us better. Pre-market, low floats are going to run wild still, but everything kind of already ran up in pre-market for the early birds. So right now, we're just going to sit tight and wait for the volume for the stocks. Right now, number one gainer is still Vero, VERO. And we are back down to the 135 where we started. Like I said, that's going to be a good area to look for as a dip. So it did hit that 135 right now. It is trying to wedge out to see if it's going to be able to come out of the downtrend line. So, we'll see. Hmm. Journ is trying to move back up a little bit. I would look at the 487 line first to 5. There's a lot of resistance right now. Journ worth watching. 4.87 to 5 resistance. If those areas break, there might be some, good areas. Meaning, I don't want to see just a break. I need to see them turn into support. Right now, this is a, iffy candle. This is a doji. This trend line did crack, so technically we are in a more on the bearish side here, with the market being bearish and with the RSI being bearish. So it's obviously bearish, but the only thing that's holding it up is the 19K mark. So again, this time at this area, this is not a good time to try to take any shot. So you really have to be patient. Ugh. I want to tell everybody this. Okay. Okay. If you want to become a great trader, you really have to start focusing on, okay, how much room for error is there for every trade that you go in? If you can learn to have this mindset shift of I need to protect my capital, right? Because the moment you blow up your account, the moment you give away all your buying power, right, your cash, that means that you cannot keep playing in the game anymore. The folks that can't play in the game anymore are folks that did not have the discipline and they did not have the room for error, right? That, you know, you need to have that margin of safety, right? You need to be able to be good at that. Okay, making money is a skill, right? Which is trading. A lot of people are good at that, but a lot of people that they're not good at is keeping the money. Okay, that's two different things, folks. So I want to make sure the money that you make in trading, you need to learn how to protect that. So do not give away back your gains. Once you make that money, lock it in, and then you want to go in a smaller amount or make sure that you protect that unit that you've already secured. Does that make sense? Because a lot of people just do this gunslinging. Let me just give it all back, and you know what? F it, and I'm just gonna risk all my account. It does not make any sense. Like, you can't have that kind of behavior or thought, because that's gonna, you have to avoid ruin at all costs. So just want to, you know, say that before we it's our last trading day of the week. Biggest thing that has helped me become better each year is by being able to survive each year and not giving up. Every year you just get better and better. All right, you being more patient, and there's going to be setbacks, but you have to keep in mind those setbacks are making you better and shaping you up, setting up for the bigger success. Better times are to come. You have to understand that. It doesn't matter if it's inflation, it doesn't matter if it's, you know, slow times. You just have to know that there's going to be these little setbacks. Right now, as we're talking, TPHS, we're booming nicely. But, you know, I just wanted to kind of like really like set you guys back in that right mindset, because some of you guys, you know, I'm just kind of getting tired of people like not being able to see what I'm talking about sometimes. Like, you know, it's not going to be easy. You have to expect some pain in the road, because the pain is what gets you learning and then growing. No pain, no gain. So stop trying to avoid the pain, embrace the pain, okay? Learn from the losses. Just don't go into the ruins, right? Some people, because they had a bad day, they go start drinking, and then they become like, you know, do stupid stuff. You don't want to go into ruins like that. You know, have some discipline. You know, we have guys that when I opened up this chat in 2017, end of 2017, we still have folks from day one. You know, why do you think they still are here? Because they follow, they understand how to survive, like how to protect the gains, right? They don't just wash it up. Like, you know, all these guys that made $1 million in a day, they just learn how to blow it up just as fast, and they lose $1 million. What's the point of that? It's compounding is way better. Like, be consistent. The $300 days, if you can prove to be doing that, you have a system, stick to that. Don't be doing this like, oh, I want to make the $10,000, and the next thing you know, you lose $30,000. What's the point? So back to trading real quick. I wanted to just get that off my chest, because I want you guys to really like get that through your head. Some of you guys have a little bit thicker skull, so I'm gonna have to repeat that again. But you know, we got this 14 EMA here. We're trying to get this thing trying to curl up right on the 5, so it's looking a little bit better. Let's get rid of that trend line, because right now I don't care for that. Right now we can just look for this current 19K mark support still holding out. So bulls are trying to push. Most likely it would like to probably, in my opinion, get the next line all the way to 19,058 to about 19,073. NASDAQ still down 50 points though. Okay, TPHS coming up to our high today at 29. That's going to be the next resistance. Look at the up pulse right now at 41. TPHS 0.41 up pulse. So here, okay, what's your mindset? Your mindset should be, okay, I'm going to start letting go of my shares towards this resistance. Right? So it's up to you. You need to start making a decision. Okay, like, but what if the 41 cent or this 29.30 area breaks? Well, then like it's up over 100%. There could be a bigger move from that resistance when it does become support, right? So if you are thinking like that, then like at least lock in 80% and hold the 20%. And then the 80% that you've already locked in, you can always buy back in once that 30 cent becomes support. So way better to be smart to lock something on Friday instead of holding it because Dave said there's a 42-cent up halt, then I'm gonna gunsling it all the way up to 42. That's my reward for the day. Well, now you don't think about the stop. Well, what's the risk? You know, just let it all your profits run down the drain. A lot of people think like that. Some of you guys don't, but most people traders, that's why they suck. Only 90%, I mean, only 10% out there, might be even smaller, make it in this game. The longer you keep at it, the better in knowledge you're gonna gain, right? So like that's why you want to stick around and figure this thing out, not keep doing the same thing. So I see a lot of guys, they were up. I was up $500, Dave, but I didn't lock in, man. And I ended up losing 500. So it's good to go ahead and lock in. We have the resistance right now. We can always look for a re-entry later, right? Because right now we're still building this little bit of the higher low since the downtrend line broke. So we have this, okay? So what does that mean? Well, probably best to wait is when it comes all the way back down the trend line, that would be great. But you also have this 10 EMA right now. So if you also look at the higher highs, we technically hit the upper high trend line there. All right, back to NQ real quick. Let's see what's going on in NQ right now. We're coming up to VWAP. So this is going to be a little bit of resistance here. So it's going to be a little bit of where bulls are going to try to wiggle to do a little VWAP roll. Now remember 30 cents. All we got to do is break 30 cents. That means that, you know what? If we become the 30-cent breakout support, we got a shot for another 10-cent move on up, most likely. Make sure you check the daily chart as well. Because right now on the daily chart, the reason why we're having look back at the daily chart on and go back to what is that, March 15th of this year. We went as high as 37 cents. So 37 cent would be ideally the next target area. Okay, so if I zoom out of this daily chart here, you can see, right? Look at that, 37 right there, right? So it gives us a little clue that if we become support here, we got another 7-cent room to run. And then from there, we can start planning ahead too. But you don't have to shoot for 70 cents or something right now when we haven't even reached 37. So let's first break the 30 here, which we are, build that support. 43 becomes the next up halt here. That's what you want to see it come up, or at least the 37, right? So NQ getting rejected at VWAP. Right now it is on the bearish side still. And we are cracking this 1-minute trend line right now. So bears have entered the VWAP there. If we make lower highs here, then it's going to be the 5-minute chart. We're going to have to wick down below this trend line again. So just keep that in mind. Okay, right now bulls are looking good here on NQ. We're trying to reverse back up. We are holding the VWAP here. Okay, we should make a new high of day right now because again, the bulls are doing a great job of higher lows on NQ and also on TPHS. So for my stock guys and on my futures, we are looking great right now. Okay, TPHS coming on up. Also NQ, we are approaching a little bit of resistance here. At that pink dev line. So we are going to need a little pullback there. TPHS, now you know where the support is. You got the 29 support. And then right in the 10 EMA. Okay, so we got a nice pullback. Like I said, got a little bit of that rejection there into the pink deadline on NQ. Okay, right now you got a little bit of a double top on TPHS, folks. 33 cents. Another thing you need to have when you're trading, you need to have laser focus. If you're one of those guys or gals that don't have focus, your mind is all over the place, you're thinking different things while you're in the trading station, we got issues. You're sitting there waiting to lose money, basically. So clear out your mind before getting to the station. Focus on one thing at a time if you can't handle multiple things. For me, I've been trading for 13 years, so I have the ability to maintain trading stocks while I'm talking on the mic with you guys, while I'm also trading futures at the same time. So, you guys can do that too, but it just takes a lot of practice. So, but you guys don't have to obviously talk. You just have to focus on what it is that you're trading. If some of you guys were just trading futures, then laser focus on that. And your job is to make sure that, okay, if you got in at this price, okay, know the pain level that you can potentially get up towards, and you need to know that's where you need to stop if that price hits that price. Because for me, I like to always, I think the most important thing as a trader, not just the reward, is you're gonna get more reward if you think more on the side of, okay, how much room for error can I have, right? You need to always think like that. All the terrible traders are traders that never think about the downside. They're always thinking about, oh, it's gotta hit, it has to be right, and that's the wrong mentality. You can't, anything can go wrong. This game is not a guarantee. It's all probabilities. Here we go back up to the high of the day. We're coming up to 46-cent up pull here on TPHS. A little bit of pullback, and then we got a nice pop back up to another new high of day. Like I said, because we are still uptrending here. 33, 34. Still upper trend line is still hitting though on the 1 minute chart on NQ. We got a 19.070 line here, which should be a strong resistance line. Okay, so now you want to build what? 3 cent support here, and then a 46 cent up pull. Now we're getting a bigger pullback again on the next brand new candle. Back to the VWAP. VWAP should be support. A little bit cover back on NQ at the VWAP. So we're between a little bit of that now. The range is the upper deviation, this upper deviation one line, and then the VWAP. Now, previously it was a lower deviation one line to the VWAP. Now it's reversed. Now we got the VWAP now support, and the upper deviation one line is resistance. 47 now, the up pull on TPHS. Nice and steady, y'all. This is not your little micro float little runner. This is a mid higher float name, so it's a steady one. I like on Fridays to trade these higher float names because it's steady. Here we go, baby. Yes, sir. Let's get it. We eating here today, baby. We're gonna go into the weekend with a nice bag. Everyone gets a nice bag. Not bag holding, right? We're talking about bag of money, not bag of rocks. You guys got to cut. Some of you guys need to cut that crap. You know, like holding into the weekend and then you know hoping that's gonna run up again next week. Hoping ain't gonna save you. Okay. 47 up pull here. 37 up pull. That's excuse me. 38 is the next line that I have, or 37. Excuse me. Remember, it's actually 0.375. So somewhere between 37 to 38 is a good area to lock in the next batch. And then you can go up. I got a 500 EMA on the daily all the way up to 58 if this continues. Right now, not a single red Heikin Ashi candle since like 950 or 947 or so. So we had a nice doji right at 950. Then now you got the nice move up to 37, which should be as expected. Resistance with 37 here. Right now, this is showing us 38, but it's 37 here. So 37. Look at that. Nice, good area, smart area to lock in. Same thing here. The deviation one line being resistance, good area to lock in. And then cover into the VWAP, and then VWAP cracks, you can re-short that as well and back towards the what? Probably the deviation line. So now we're back into the bearishness here again. VWAP is going to be tough resistance once more. So I think we are going to need to get a little bit of big because it didn't really, again, if you look back here, we had the wicks into the trend line. So I do think that, yeah, the bears are going to want to get further moved down. So if you're on the short side, I think you're in a good position here. You know, I think, you know, Prosperity members here could really do well if your mindset just starts shifting from, I know some of you guys have these big visions and stuff, that's great, but, you know, if you can't even pull $200 consistently a day, you have no business of thinking of making $10,000 or $100,000, whatever all this, you know, I'm just saying, you know, you can't improve yourself to make $200 for the whole month. What do you, you know what I mean? Like you can't try to do a home run thing, you know, because that home run day, it might be nice, but guess what? Because you don't have the discipline, you don't have the ability to know what to do with that money. You're just going to blow that money. It's going to be gone. It's like 9 out of 10 times, 8 out of 10 times. Most of these guys I see, they just give that money back anyway. So might as well build this discipline, compound, you know, long term. If you think about that, after, you know, years into it, you have this, not just the skill, but you have this amazing, like, track record of just consistency that is going to just, you know, do you well. So I think if you can shift that mindset, then, you know, you can start bumping upside, because then by those years, you've already built up this account size that's higher to where you can risk a little bit more, right? But a lot of people don't love using that margin when they have no business of using it. So right now we're back at the VWAP. There should be another rejection point here because market's still red, and we should still continue to. Again, I'm still thinking, we should try to come back down unless the bulls decide to do an amazing VWAP roll here again. But right now we are seeing a little bit of the RSI curling down here, so it's a little bit more on the bear side here. So let's see if the bears come back in here at the VWAP. Bulls are trying. It's a tug of war zone here right now. The Bulls are trying again.
SMLR. RPA1. CARG. LGT. CLGT.
And now it's in an iffy spot. Bulls are trying to build VWAP support here. Let's see. Yeah, Bulls are trying to continue to move back up here.
SPIG.
They're trying to reverse it here.
FUT.
Yeah, looking good. Bulls are trying to push back up here.
MTLA. MBCR. AGX. AGX. AGX.
Looking good. Bulls are pushing nice.
CTMS. CSIQ BRA XCR G1 EBS. BRAX assistant BRAX SPWREIGL
It's got to push here.
turn assistant EIGL.
Buyers need to come back in here and count the VWAP. Then make another new pop.
NTL CXAI FLNC TLL FL
TPHS, where you guys already know we just bounced off that previous 29-cent support. That's what we wanted to see. NQ needs to bounce here. It's back below VWAP again, so we're still it's just being very wicky back and forth movement here. I think they're gonna try to bring it back down to that trend line at this point. Just too much wickiness back and forth on the VWAP here.
BIGL, BIGL, SESIQ, BIGL, BLNK, turn, SIRG, HUMA. IGW, CSA, CVP, LMNT, BCR. It's MBLY. WXM. MPA, RPAY, ATH, yellow, AL, NTL.
Okay, for now, we got the 37 on TPHS. We're gonna have to just watch the 29 now. It's making lower highs, so just be smart about that on TPHS.
LS. GL and EVGL or SUPD. IRBT, AONC. YXS. RB. RPAY, AGX. FIBN. RBLB, ATMT. CARG. CATL.
Not a big fan of this area here on NQ. It's got to do its thing of either get this VWAP roll or this VWAP rejection here. It's just being very wishy-washy. NASDAQ is recovering just a little bit more. TPHS seems like it's dying. 29 cents needs a hold. 29-cent cracks is done. I think Jern might have another potential shot at $5, so be on the lookout for that.
LY.
Yeah, Bulls look like they want to go here. Let's push it up one more time here, Bulls.
AGX, AONC. Yes. AONC. MS. RPY, AT&T. NTLA. IRBT, SAONC, CL. RPL. XL. Maya. SXT.
Okay, TPHS trying to reverse back out again. Still not a big fan on NQ, just being so wishy-washy here. This is an area, if you keep getting in and out, like this is where you get scratched up. So right now we're going into a wick above the VWAP and then wick below VWAP.
APNT, VIGL, FLNC, MT, R, Boost, VIGL, VIGL, VIGL.
Okay, right now we're starting to see a potential crack here. Oh, let's see on NQ. It's got 7 seconds left. Let's see how the next candle looks. It's not looking good here right now, guys, on NQ. I think we're about to get a little pullback at this rate. And there it is, just got whacked down. Okay, whack down again, just wick into the trend line. Remember, it's kind of shown that here. So I want to see if this is going to really be another bounce. Is this today? I'm just going to tell you it's going to be a little wishy-washy. So just a heads up on AQ. It's a little wishy-washy than usual. It's a lot of pulling back, tug of war. Okay, so right now what I want to see on TPHS is a 33 cent here. It needs a candle break and we should be good for another leg up. So if it can get that 33 cent candle break here, that's going to be my next play. Right now, TPHS is the only stock that's really keeping up the good momentum. All these other low float names just got crushed like cockroaches. So TPHS is still very much alive as long as we're holding above 29 here. So I'm just going to give a heads up right now on TPHS, 0.29 support, 0.33 resistance. So with that information, I trust that you know what to do, right? It means that don't buy right now between support and resistance. It's not really getting that break here right now. Okay, look at that wick on that trend line. I'm telling you right now, it's a little trickier day on NQ. But if you look at small little clues like this here in the 5 minutes, it's been known to do that. So, from what I am seeing here is that bulls are really putting up a 5 because they really want to get their side of their deviation 2 line because they're like, well, the bears got theirs. Let's at least get our deviation 2 line. So as long as they're keeping up this trend line, their hope still remains. They're constantly they're constantly pulling back above the VWAP again. It's just they're not able to really take off here.
Hang on. Okay. Go in. Yes.
I would stay away. Look at this. This is just insane. This is where everyone's getting scratched up here. Day traders here keep trying to go in, go long. They get wicked back down. Shorts trying to come back in, and then it was wicked back up. It's a clown show here, folks, right now on NQ. Best thing to do is just let these other guys do their thing and get scratched up. I'm staying away until I see that clear crack or a clear go. It's so murky right now. Yeah, a clown show. Yeah. Yeah, and what it do? Biggest gainers just disappeared. Wow. It's just like, what's going on today? Come on now. Get it together, folks. What is this? Just disappeared. Sometimes it be like that. It just nothing ain't in this world perfect. Everything's all corrupt and everything's, I mean, there's a lot of beautiful things too, but not everything's all rainbows and sunshines and butterflies. And all right, so here we go. TPHS 33 waiting. NQ looks to be back on up again. So looks like bulls are taking back a little charge. That's good to see a little. Probably coming up towards a 1907 line. That should be the next area of resistance. Now, being today a bit more on the bearish side today, yes, I do think these resistance lines are okay to take your short, obviously, but if you look at since the market opening, I mean, we have been on this trend line. So look at how many green candles there are versus red candles. It's a little bit more unusual, right? But either way, it's just staying in this channel. That's all you got to focus on. Yeah, just be cautious, be careful with what you take in. That's why I like to detox from social media. They're just you don't know what information, what you don't even know what's true or not anymore, folks. It's literally the internet streets is now, what's sad about it is you don't know who is posting what and who's credible anymore. All these guys and gals claiming, all these podcast shows, it's just getting ridiculous. All like, you can't even survive anymore with, you need now $50 million. Now, you need $100 million. And that's nothing now. It's 500 million. It's a bunch of clowns. Just, it's run by, you got to be careful, folks. You got to detox from all that crap. It's even hobos can get on social media now. I mean, you can do anything. It's free. So claim that you made $1 trillion and next thing you know, everyone's going to believe it. You're a trillionaire, the $1 trillion man. Like, what the heck? It's getting out of hands. I mean, it's just crazy. You can literally go on there and say, hey guys, I was a homeless person. I lived in a car. And now today I'm worth $20 million. Follow me for more tips on how I did it, and then follow. Okay, but did you actually like live in a car? Were you actually like homeless? Are you actually at $20 million? Like it's crazy. And even these big news, fake news everywhere.
Hang on.
We just gotta focus on what we have at hand. Just get good at trading, you know, be disciplined, get your mind straight, don't get diluted, you know, stop taking in junk, and then you're gonna get all depressed. Don't be like all these other guys out there. Oh, I'm gonna need to take a little break. Well, no wonder, because you've been taking in all this crap and you're so burnt out. Coming up, we got 37 here. $48 up, Paul. Pay attention here. This is still hot. So if you miss all of these opportunities, here's your second opportunity here, folks, on TPHS. 49 up pulp now. Holy moly. Let's go, baby. Woo! I like that. First alert 23, second alert 33 to 48. How about that? Let's go. 51 up pulp now. Holy moly. NQ seems to be doing still higher lows. Great. But ATR is pretty decent today. 828 on the 5. It's just on the 1 minute. So 1 minute ATR is about 11. Oh, back to reality again here. Back to VWAP again. Yeah, the bulls are not getting that bigger range. It's getting less and less on these pops. So I think that's something to be noted. All eyes and everything on TPHS here right now. SSR up 240%. It's over 200%, guys. So we're thinking, you know, what's next? 300%, maybe 53-cent up pulp here next. Yeah, are we making money this morning, or am I just here by myself? Or like, am I here with you guys? Am I rowing the boat here by myself, or are you guys just sitting here and saying, yeah, yeah, yeah? Are we making money, guys? Because come on now. Like, are the things that's coming out of my mouth making sense to you guys? Or is it just another day in the park? What's going on? Talk to me. You know, I know the world is crazy right now, but that doesn't mean we can't be making money. I'm a poet. Yeah, well, at least good thing to have folks, like-minded people in here that are not crazy or insane. I mean, you might have a couple people in here that might be, but hopefully not. I mean, you know, new members that might be coming in, but it's not there's like a screen check or anything, you know, that's the thing. 54-cent up Paul here, guys. 54-cent up Paul, folks. 55 now. They keep raising the bars. Holy moly. Now, remember, what did I say on the daily chart on TPHS? What did I say with the 500 EMA all the way up to 58? So we're getting up there. Up pulse showing 56 again. Just a little bit extended off of 10, something you just need to keep in mind. But right now, we're just riding that beautiful 10 EMA. Just you don't want to be getting too far away from the 10 EMA here. So sometimes you need to kind of get back to reality a little bit, kind of cool off, and then keep on steadily riding that 10 EMA. Green candlestick, got the green candlestick on the 1 minute here. NQ, I gotta be honest with you, just not a huge fan today on NQ. At least from around like 10 o'clock, it's just been very Hmm, I don't know how to say it. It's just been a lot of wicks. I mean, there's been a lot of wicks in between there too, but especially around this VWAP area, it was a little bit tough. So now, you know, the VWAP is still holding. However, I think the bull range is a little bit short. So what that means is you're probably gonna have to lock in a little bit less than the 10-point move. I mean, you still, you know, I would just aim for 5 to 10 points on these trades right now on AQ, even though the ATR is kind of dropping a little bit.
Press. Hint. Press. Press. Where? FGBN. SLRN. BLN. Oh. AMLS. OM. ARHM.
Based on the 5-minute chart, it looks not that great, but VWAP is really all that I'm gonna pay attention on right now. You know, DK has been relatively pretty accurate recently. Didn't quite hit the 1968, but it got pretty close. 1965 was it? 64? I just think this VWAP has been an issue on the 5-minute because you can see here technically there has not been a single body below VWAP. So I think this VWAP has been quite the trap for the bears, because the bears, every time they keep shorting into the VWAP, it's just been popping up. So I would just stay away from doing that right now, because it's literally, you know, I need to see this first time actually cracking. It looks bearish right now, the 1-minute, but the VWAP is just, look at this. Like people start shorting here just now, right? 1930 or this line here, 232 keeps bouncing. All right, let's just focus on where the money's at. TPHS, 59-cent up, Paul. You got a couple dojis right now on the 1-minute, so you got a lower high from since the high of the day. 10 EMA still holding, so we're really kind of waiting for the 10 EMA bull flag here. Okay, so 10 EMA bull flag high on the launch. If this fails, then yeah, you're gonna have to look for the next drop all the way back down to the second alert play at 33. Green Hornet says there's an FFIE coming on up, so you probably want to keep an eye on that one if you're interested. TPHS, 10 EMA bull flag setup worth watching. If not, 0.33 support. Okay, so I want to make sure everyone kind of understands what is going on here. So, you know, going back to a little bit of what I was saying earlier this morning, I think it's really important to know when enough is enough. You know, a lot of people think that enough is conservative and that it's going to slow you down. No, I don't believe that at all, because once you know that you have enough, then you're good, you're happy, and you'll be consistent. If you just keep saying that you don't have enough, you don't, there's no ceiling to enough. You know, then all this money that you already have, guess what? You're putting yourself in danger of losing it all. So if you're up today, $1,000, $2,000, $200 or whatever, ask yourself and be like, you know what, is this, you know, and you know what, and be real with yourself. And maybe it is not enough. Then have a plan. Have that plan of, okay, I'm going to take 1 or 2 more trades only if I see the opportunity. I don't need to force the 2 trades that I have left that I said I'm going to do if there's no presentation of opportunity. and accept that, you know what, on a day like today, you know what, it's better to just close green because you got the weekend coming up. I don't want to be stuck here on a Friday all afternoon till closing, trying to get out of a bag or dollar cost average or average down, you know what I mean? You know, you don't want to be doing that. Okay. You've been there before. Remember the pain of that suffering that you went through. And then remind yourself that you don't want to be there again. You have to be a little bit paranoid, folks. Okay. Because if you're too comfortable, look, guess what happens? You're gonna click some random buttons. And I still tend to do that from time to time. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a robot, but I have to tell myself, hey, you know, I know how to do this, but at the same time, you have to be a little bit paranoid. There's a little bit of the having that confidence and positive mindset while also having a little bit of paranoia. If you can have that both kind of balance, then you're gonna be great. But if you're too cocky, too confident, whatever on that side, yeah, you're gonna have good days, but those good days are gonna follow into some huge losses, and you're just not gonna be able to control yourself anymore because you're like, oh, like I want more, and it's not enough. I need more, and then you're gonna get into trouble. You know, look at Bernie Madoff. You know, back when he was actually legit, he was actually making 25 to 50 million a year, and then he had to go into those Ponzi schemes. You know, and why did he have to do that? Because he just didn't know when enough was enough, and then he ended up going into, you know, all that trouble. You know, there's a bunch of other people out there, even Jesse Livermore. If you study the greatest stock traders of all time, go back, you know, at the 1929 crash, what happened? Jesse Livermore was the greatest trader known because he shorted the market and when everyone lost everything, right? But then 4 years later, he went bust because he didn't know how to stop. He made crazy ton of money, but then he didn't know when to stop. So he went bust and went broke and he killed himself, right? That's tragic. There's a lot of tragic stories out there. Learn. So if you know, ask yourself, like, not about like, look at all the things that they didn't do, right? Study the people, all these traders that they don't do. No, not just don't just look at the people that how they do that, because it's easier to look at the people that study that, you know, what they did not do, right? Anyways, what look, 48 cents here. You got 48. You got this 10 EMA still riding. Okay, NQ, we're back at the interesting level here again. Like I said, this VWAP is a trip today. I guess we're in a moment of silence. We're gonna take a quick stretch break. I would watch TPHS for that nice setup here still, as long as we're holding the 10 EMA. Look back and figure out what was the hero EMA. And, you know, hero EMA, you'll be able to identify by looking back from the, you know, the morning to see which EMA or indicator has bounced the most, right? And I would just kind of pay attention to that. From what I see, it went as low as like the 50 EMA. It's pretty much like the 50 EMA VWAP level. So if you ever looking for a dip on TPHS using the indicators, I would not get in again at the 25. I will wait until it dips down towards like that VWAP 50 EMA. They're kind of relatively close by, like 34, 35 right now. So unless this ends up, you know, really getting that flag here and breaking up. But all right, stretch break time. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back, and it looks like we got NQ nice pop. That was a very good pop into the deviation 2 line. I would definitely lock it in for now. That's a pretty strong resistance before another pullback area, but right now it's making nice higher low. So I'll lock into the new deviation 2 line here on the 5-minute chart. Should be a little bit of wick into it, and then wait for it to settle back down to the deviation 1 line or so, and then see if it goes from there. If not, then I might hit up towards 19,107, but right now, it's getting a little bit on the overbought territory now.
HUYA. No. CSAI. MBLY. Win. RPAY. CLE. CLE. CLIS. CLE. CLE. CLLMFA.
Okay, TPHS coming up towards the high of the day at 49. We have room all the way up towards that 500 EMA in the daily. I think it was like, what did I say, 56, 58? Market did go slightly green here on the NASDAQ, but it could always go back into red again. It's not really, it's getting overbought. I think we need to pull back here a little bit. I think we need to pull back right now before we head up, continue more. Watching that right now. TPHS having a little bit short move here. Again, just keep in mind all the areas that I mentioned.
WH. Yeah, you, no idea. OCSL, OCSL. LMFA. LMT. LRS, ELAB. Vera. TRS, LMFA. FL. CSAI. Uno. WH. Win. INFT. BRC.
Okay, so TPHS, we're gonna have to watch for the. I would not watch. I mean, the 25 cracks. I wouldn't. I don't really care. I would rather see it come all the way down to that 50 EMA VWAP. Right now, we did hit this line here at 19,095. That was a very strong, or like 19,096 was a very strong line in the past. So, and it's also the upper trend line on the 1 minute chart. So, I wouldn't try to take the risk. Yeah, there's a little bit more room towards 19,110, but just be safe than sorry.
YSS. B. L. RS. SL. MASX. NTA. PRMT. Z. Z. MIGI. N. WWARHS. WAG. AZTN. BIGL. N. RPAY. N. WSFL. LFFT. AIGI. BIGL. 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 MGNX. BMPL.
Okay. You're getting very overbought here on AQ, 19,110 line, and that's it.
ARHS. YSS. BIGL. PRBIGL. CRSP. BLRS. AHL. BIGL. Brothers. BLBT. Vera. AZTN. Replace. FL. AKRO. RPAY. FL. SL. SWH. RX. INX. HES. HES.
Okay, super overbought right now.
LIF. RS. BLBT. AKRO.
TPHS, like I said, let it just fall all the way down to where we start at 33. And Q, we hit all the way up to this 19, and then I think this is an all-time high number, I believe. The market did go back into green, up 20 points right now on NASDAQ.
HES. WL. HES. RHS, MTAI, AGS. BIRC. Well. No. Knowledge.
So we got about 9 more minutes and then we're gonna hit 11 a.m. folks, and then we're gonna go into the weekend. So congrats on NQ and TPHS. I mean, pretty straightforward morning. We don't have a ton lot here, just, you know, focusing on one at a time, and, you know, you should be good. So.
LS.
Okay, so right now on NQ, what's going to be interesting to watch is this deviation 2 line. If this becomes support, well, folks, the news is we haven't been here before, so this is going to be a continued all-time high run. So just keep that in mind.
BIRC. SFR. SL. HFM. WSC. LIBN.
So if you look back at Prosperity Trades channel, let's see, there was a play for AEMD at 60 cents. I'm gonna have to retract some of these names if they hadn't gotten those areas. Yeah, so we're still behind that. I'm probably not gonna wait till 60 cents. I'm probably gonna retract that. Germ for 542. I don't think that's gonna do that today here either. Let's see. 540, yeah, that's not worth it. I'd rather go for the rebreak of 5 again. And then FFIE, that was for 64-cent candle break. Let's see where that is at or went. FFIE 60, yeah, that ended up working out. I missed this one here, but 64 did work out very nicely here. So so 64, 66, yeah, 64 here. Congrats on FFIE. That was a great play there for you guys. $79 there. Wow, totally missed this one right here. Great play. Got kind of had to focus on my TPHS. Then AMC was for 550. Had tons of PR, I think. There were a couple times, but it just didn't seem like it had a lot of move. I mean, it hit PT, but didn't really get the bigger move than I thought. So everything worked out except for everything worked out. That did break through. So The ones that didn't, I mean, I'm gonna retract those. So AMC PT hit, Jern PT hit. The second Jern, I'm gonna retract. And then you have AEMD. That I'm not gonna wait for, so I'm gonna retract that as well. Oh. So right now, after hitting all those lines, we're getting a nice final pullback here. Finally, back at the deviation 1 line again.
SL. STNG. Level wage.
Okay, beautiful pullback here on NQ.
Double well.
Good areas to start maybe looking to cover, maybe 19.067 to the pink deadline on the 1 minute at 1978. So
Dots. RR. Double wage.
it should be a little bit of a good area to cover here at the 14 EMA on NQ. So that was a good area to cover here. All the recordings will be uploaded tomorrow. So if you missed some of the days, I will upload everything on the recordings channel. So it'll be uploaded to YouTube. Other than that, guys, it's been a fantastic day for me to serve you guys, and I hope you guys had a fantastic day yourself. And the day's not over, but if you are going to stick around or do anything else for the rest of the day, I hope you have a blessed day. Better have a better weekend as well. Stay blessed, everybody. God bless. And yeah, peace out. I'll see you guys on Monday. That's going to be my last day before I take off on my vacation. So take care, everybody.